right. All right. All right. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Peace, first and foremost. Let's just dive into the information for many of you that may know. My name is Ray, one half of the Acre Boys, right? Let's, you know what the Acre Boys do, but at this point, if you're new, let's explain what the Acre Boys do. We're active land investors, right? We specialize at buying land for deep discounted prices. In fact, we're known to be what is called a land flipper. This is what we do for a living. We buy land at deep discounted prices and we put it back on the market to double or triple our money. Now, for me, I'm always taken back because it's like it's November and this year has went by so fast. So I wanted to open up and start by saying that look, time doesn't wait for anybody, right? We get a lot of people in our ecosystem, everybody that's interested in doing some things, everybody that's interested in owning a piece of land, people that's interested in family compounds and building on their land and making money off the land. But a lot of people sit back and they wait, and I don't know what they'd be waiting for because time doesn't wait. So around this time right now, people really get really lazy, right? It's Thanksgiving time coming up. You're starting to make plans with what you're going to do for Thanksgiving and what you're going to eat and what you're going to cook. And then you got Christmas right after that. Then business-wise, things start to slow down. But I'm here to tell you that one thing that does not slow down, right? I promise you, is the bills every 30 days, right? Every 30 days, those bills will be there. And y'all, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying is actual fact. So we can't slow down just because you should be positioning yourself, right? Even if it's not to actually speed up and make money in your business, but maybe it's a time now to reflect on what you've done the past 10, 11 months and how you could position yourself going into 2025. You should be planning on how you're going to hit it hard at the top of January, not taking time off and saying it's the end of the year, let's have a slowdown, right? That makes no sense unless you hit your goals. If you hit your goals for the year, cool, go on vacation, have at it and enjoy yourself or whatever it is else that you think that you want to do. But if you're not hitting your goals, we don't have time to slow down, people. That makes no sense. So the topic for today is I wanted to talk about some things that could be done with your land once you have land in your possession. What are some things that you could do with your land? Drop it in the comments, right? Drop it in the comments, some things that you would want to do with your land. I'm interested in seeing that, right? And I'll name a few things that we find highly favorable from our community and some things that we've explored ourselves. And we'll get into all of those things. But first, it is the end of the year. I have to continuously let you guys know what's going on in this space, right? The year is not over when it comes to tax sale investing. And that's what we always recommend that people start at as a tax sale investor if you're new to this industry, because that's where you can get in for really good prices, right? That's where it's really low at. There's auctions scheduled even in December. There's always an auction going on scheduled even in December. There's auctions going on, right? There's one, I said it on my last live. There's one, I'll tell you where. It's in Pennsylvania. I'm not going to tell you the county, but it's in Pennsylvania. And if you live in Pennsylvania and you do not know what's going on in the state of Pennsylvania, then shame on you. But this auction is in Pennsylvania. My community currently is buying land there. Minimum bid there, $1,250. $1,250 get you a half an acre, get you an acre. How much could you sell it for? I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but you can spend $1,250. That land on the low side is selling for $5,500. On the high side, it's going all the way up 13,000, 12,000, 14,000. The highest I've seen it go was 19,000. So it's an excellent, excellent place to do some investing in. Have to plug that in. I'll keep saying it till I'm blue in the face because I don't know where we can go and get in at $1,200, $1,300 and turn around and sell for $7,000, $8,000 on a consistent basis. And it's 45 pages of this land. All right. If you're wondering, is this something that's fly by night? Absolutely not. It's 45 pages of properties. And what's going to happen in 2025? It'll just recycle. It'll recycle and it'll be more properties for sale on next year's auction. This particular auction, they have so many properties there that they do, they auction it off twice a year, all year long. They're not going to buy it all. Trust me when I the land. Once you have the land, let's dive into is that we get it and we build on it. I agree. Great idea. Let's get it. Let's build on it. Why am I encouraging people instead of, depending on where you live at? Pay attention to this. If you live more on the east side, like up north, right? Especially in the state of New York. If you're ever thinking about relocating, a good idea may be, just consider it, may be to start with buying a vacant piece of land, then building on that land. And the reason that I say this is that the rates are really high right now. And depending on where you at, like the area that I'm in, right? The area I'm in, like entry level to buy a house right now is like 600,000. All right, 600,000. So if you go somewhere else, depending on how much you can buy the land for, how much does it cost to build a new home? So depending on your area, I think that makes a whole lot of sense to buy and start with the land first, take your construction loan out, get the house built from ground up, right? Somebody's thinking right now, well, I don't have that experience. It's not as hard. Don't let it overwhelm you. It's not the hardest procedure. First thing that you want to do is contact a builder. Now you get your reputable builder, a good builder that has history and has been known to do the right thing. They usually take care of the whole process for you. They even have banks that they're in line with. They'll send you to the banks that they use. They'll build the whole thing. They'll handle all the paperwork, all the zoning, all the qualifications to get it going for you. That's what you should do because you'll save yourself a lot of money, depending on the location that you are. So now if you're in an area where you can still have a home that's already developed or currently exists and you can get it for a good price, 250, 200, 275, then maybe that may not make sense unless you just want a new construction home. But if you're in an area where these prices are going through the roof, like the area that I'm in, 600,000, 700,000, 750 for homes, that's, in my opinion, that's not worth it. You may want to consider relocating and start with a piece of land because it's going to save you a whole lot of money. In fact, you should come into the situation with equity already. What else can we do? Tiny homes. We're talking about just building right now because I know most people think that's all that we can do. We'll get into other things that we do outside of building. Tiny homes. Clearly, you can build a tiny home on it. Check with your zoning, check with the area that you're in, and make sure that you are allowed to build a tiny home in that area. Manufactured homes, mobile homes, right? They have new mobile homes that's are really out of this world, to be totally honest. I know when we hear the word mobile homes, we think of trailer parks and trailer trash and things like that. But these new mobile homes, these are not trailer trash or mobile homes that's not elite. These are really, really nice homes. These new ones. They even got like double-decker mobile homes now, right? They're going to cost more than prices that you think they may cost, but it still will be cheaper than buying a new home. Clearly, what comes with that, you would have to have septic or well, and you have to check with the zoning of your area as well, because if you live in like city areas, they don't allow mobile homes. So check with your zoning and see if that's allowed. Options. We're throwing a bunch of options out today of what could be done with your land. I wrote some of these things down so I won't have to just try to remember them off the top of my head. Container homes is becoming widely popular. Container homes are becoming widely popular. Look out for those in the future because you're going to see a lot more developments with container homes. They're saying they're more efficient. By the way, they're saying they're more efficient. Now is the time if you're considering a container home because the price to build container homes, I know because I just sat down with a whole company, manufacturer that does this for a living. These prices are starting to rise when it comes to container homes. All right. Those are a few options are if you're planning on building a structure on it. Let's talk about some things that you don't have to build on if you have the land and you want it to monetize your land. How do you make money? Now you have land. How do you make money on your land? Another thing that's widely popular in our audience is everybody wants a family compound, which goes back to a build, right? Family compounds is going to be a little more intricate because that's multiple homes that has to be built. I would handle it the same way that I would handle a single family bill, a SFR, a single family residential bill. I would handle that the same way when we're talking about a family compound. I would get with a good builder. I would know what my layout is and what I'm trying to do. How many homes are you trying to get on your compound? Is that 5 homes? Is that 6 homes? Is that 7 homes? Is that 8 or 9 homes? Right? I will put that in front of my builder. I would have my builder spell all those things out, get it all surveyed out, get it all mapped out, and I would move that way. Family compounds are widely popular. If it's for you, don't let it overwhelm you because also it's not the hardest thing as well. All of these things that we just named in the past 5 to 10 minutes is going to require a budget. We get a lot of people that say, hey, I own 30 acres. Could you help me? Well, how do I make money off it? Right. So budget. Know your budget. All right. If you have good credit, you can also go and apply for construction loans for some of these things. Know your area, know your budget, so you'll know what to do next. Now, outside of a bill, we put a post up today talking about leasing land to rent to trucks or semi-truck stops. That is very profitable, especially if you're in an area that a lot of trucks come through that area. You can make a lot of money. You don't need a whole lot of land to lease it to trucks. You just really don't. They just need spaces to park their trucks. You can charge them $150 a month, $200 a month, and depending on the size of your land, how many trucks will be able to lease those spots or rent those spots for the month. I like ideas like that when it comes to making money because it's not a lot of upkeep. Doesn't have to be paved. If it's paved, it just looks a little more pretty, right? But it can be dirt. They just need somewhere to park their trailers. That's it. And they'll pay. They'll pay to rent the space. So truck stop, small truck, not a truck stop, because a truck stop is going to be a little more elaborate. Let's just call it a rental space to house trucks, right? Very, very profitable. That's one thing that you can do. Other thing, lease the land, right? Did you know that you can Airbnb land, right? You can Airbnb land. There's sites. One site that comes to mind is called HipCamp. You can Airbnb your land the same way you do a home site. You put it on HipCamp. People, you don't have to touch it. You don't have to make improvements to the land. You put it on there and it sells itself. People will pay you to come and rent your land or camp on your land, should I say. Camp on your land. The nicer that you make that campsite, I'm sure you've heard of it. Some places they call it glamping or glamp sites. The nicer that you make it, the more that you can charge. Let's talk about glamping. What is glamping? Glamping is just taking a piece of land and making it more desirable to camp on. So you may add an amenity or two, like you may put a park bench on your land. You may put like a makeshift bathroom on you. There's a whole audience that likes this outdoor lifestyle and to be in the woods and things like that, and they'll pay plenty. They'll pay a nice penny for those amenities, right? So think that you can put it on there. They typically rent starting at the cheapest I've seen on Hip Camp is like $30 a night. I've seen it range from $30 a night on up to $150 a night, depending on what your land offers. When I say what it offers, that's location and what amenities is on the land. What I like about this is the upkeep is really none. For me, if I was putting a piece on there, I'm going to put something on there that I don't have to maintain. Like I said, like a park bench, maybe like a swing set, or maybe like a tire that hangs from a tree that they can rock on. Simple stuff like that. It's no upkeep to those type of things, and they'll pay. I'll take it if I have some land that I got for a nice price, and I could put it on Hip Camp and rent it for $50 a night, and I'll let it do whatever it does as far as numbers. That's what I would do. But consider that. Consider leasing the land or Airbnb the land. Very lucrative. A lot of people make big money doing it. What we do, flipping land, right? You clearly can monetize land by flipping land. That is what I do for a living. We buy for discounted prices and we put it on the market for a higher price, right? There's a whole strategy to that. That is what we teach. We teach you how to get it for a discounted price, allowing enough room for you to make a profit on the deal. Here's a real life scenario. I would target an area. I would offer that area a discounted price, 25, 35% on the dollar. If I struck a deal in that area, I would put it on the market for full market value, 90% on the dollar, 95% on the dollar, some cases 100% on the dollar. And that is how we make money flipping land, right? We've shown hundreds, I don't know, maybe thousands at this point, how to flip land. So we've had a lot of success stories with using this strategy of flipping land. Recreational land. I like recreational land. In fact, that's a project that we're working on. We're currently seeking a piece of recreational land, which is our number one selling product, is recreational land, not single family residential land, not buildable lots. For us as the Acre Boys, the most land that we sell is recreational land, right? People love it. When we say recreational, what do they use it for? RVing, camping, hunting, ATVs, horseback riding. All of these things like this is recreational use land. I like this idea because we're going to open up a recreational park ourselves. And right now, as of today, and this probably would change, but our park, we're planning to have it to where it's going to be ATV trails. It's going to be dirt bike trails. We'll have some axe throwing. We'll have some horseshoes. It'll just be one big recreational park. The upkeep for that is not much. To put the infrastructure for that, it's not that expensive. We're going to come through. We're going to have come and clear some land, clear the trees out, make the trails. That doesn't cost a whole lot of money, people. But it's very, very lucrative because I've studied it. I have friends that do it, right? You can make a lot of money with that type of thing. We know that if you have some land, you can grow on it, should I say, food, livestock, things like that. Clearly that industry, if you got any land, agricultural land or farmland, you can grow on it. You can always make money by growing food. You can sell directly to the market if you're in an area that you have struck some type of relationship with, and that helps to self-sustain yourself. So those are some of the things, and it's countless things that we can do. We're not going to go any further, but those are some of the things that's been very popular from the feedback from our audience over the last 2 years that people have mentioned what they would do with their land. Let's see. I'm reading some of the comments now. What's the minimum size? I don't know. That's a good idea. So you guys decide what you would do with your land. Now, see, where we come into play at, where I love what we do, is because inside of our program, We're just simply showing people how to get it for a discounted price. Now, once you have it at a discounted price, it's your business of what you want to do with it, whether that's to flip the land, whether that's to build on the land, whether that's to grow, whether that's to open up a business on the land. Why not get it for a discounted price? Right? I think everybody likes a deal. So that's pretty much in a nutshell. All we've been saying is that you don't have to go on the market. A lot of people think, I'm gonna go on the market and then I'm gonna go about it that way. You can go about it that way, but expect to pay full market value by going on the market. What's the market? Lands of America, Zillow, all of these sites that sell land. That is called retail prices. That is the retail market. You want to get it for a deep discounted price, don't you? Right? That's what you want. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody talk to me. Am I wrong? That's what you're looking to get, right? You're looking to get the land for a discounted price. Why? Because now you're coming into it with equity. Two, you don't have to max out your budget coming into the game. It still leaves some room to do whatever you want to do with the land. Three, if you're flipping the land, that's how you make max profits, by getting it as low as possible. So that's all we've been saying. We show you how to get it for a discounted price. Once you get it for that price, do whatever you like to do. You don't have to sell it. You can keep it. And we have the capability to target just about every area across the country. That's another thing that I love about what we do. I can target right now. There's an area in Georgia that I'm targeting, and it's the next area up. Atlanta's doing it again. See, when we speak of Georgia, we talk Atlanta, right? Nobody's from Atlanta. We agree? Nobody. If you are from Atlanta, then you've probably been living there. You're probably born and raised. But most people are not from Atlanta. People don't even live in Atlanta. Everybody just says Atlanta. Just the same thing with New York City. Nobody really lives in Manhattan. It's like I live in New York City, and everybody lives around New York City. Same thing with Atlanta. But over the years, Atlanta has moved out and pushed out and pushed out and pushed out. And you saw this area become popular, then this area, then this area, then this area. It's doing it. It will continue to do it. It's doing it again. I've located the area that's happening next. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you the area. But I promise you, it's happening all over again. And it will continue to happen all over again. It's going to continue to go out further and further to us about 2 hours away from the city. Right now, as you see, hot spots 30 minutes away from the city, 30 minutes away from the city. Then it pushed out to where? 45 minutes away from the city, 45 minutes away from the city. Eventually, it's going to be an hour away from the city because it's not going to be available at some point. And this is how it works. So in 20 years, I promise you, the next hotspot in Georgia is going to be 2 hours away from the city of Atlanta. You think they're going to stop building? Absolutely not. I'm telling people you have to be involved so you can get in front of these places, because this is how the rich make their money. They buy low and they get in at a good time. These are called opportunity spaces, opportunity zones. They get in at the right time. They get it for penny. It's like the crypto game, like Bitcoin. If you would have got in 5 years ago when it was really low, now look at it. It's through the roof. It's the same thing. Same thing is happening in this space, and it will continue to happen. So that's what we evaluate. We study things like this to know what's coming up, what's going on. Should we buy and hold? What should we do? We study data points to know what to do in a particular area and how to attack that area, and to know if it's a good area to invest in. To get on that Black Friday list, just DM the word Black Friday. You'll be on that list. You'll receive notifications when we open up the sale. It's going to be the deepest discount that we have offered all year in 2024. Not going to find this price anywhere else. We'll do it one time. We'll do it on Black Friday and have at it, right? I heard someone say today, I was on somebody else live. I'm not going to mention names. And I saw somebody in the comments said, man, y'all just for money. Y'all just about the money. And it just always wow me when people say like, well, how can we come out, even if not we, anybody else that's in business, how can we come out and exude all our energy to show people how to be successful? Y'all want to hear a live phone call? It's coming in right now. Y'all watch this. I'm gonna explain the phone call. This lady wants to sell me 1.6 acres and 1.4 acres. I offered her a price. Let's see how the phone call goes. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Smith. This is Karen Bradford calling. How are you today?
Hey, Ms. Bradford. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good. Excuse me. I reached out to the other people who are involved with the land, and I'm hoping that you say yes on this. The land that is 1.4 acres, the lady and I, there's only two of us on that one. We are in agreement to sell it. Mm-hmm. The other piece, there is a lady who does not want to sell it. So is it possible to just sell the one piece? Are you interested in buying just the one piece?
That's the 1.4 acre?
Yes, sir.
1.4 acre. I may be interested in the 1.4 acre. Let me just pull it up again and take a look at it and see if that makes sense. I would like to buy both if possible, but if I can't buy both, then the 1.4 acre, we can talk about potentially moving forward with that one.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right, I have your phone number, and I'll do some homework probably this evening or tomorrow morning. I'll give you a phone call back.
Thank you so much. I'll look forward to your call.
All right, thank you.
Have a great night.
All right, you too. So I'm glad y'all was able to experience that phone call with me, because people think that we don't harass people to buy their land. We simply put out offers to buy. When people are ready to sell, they call us and they say, hey, I'm interested in selling the land. I received your offer. What do we do next? That's it. We don't drive for dollars. I don't go beat people's doors down. I don't email blast them. I don't send them a bunch of text messages about their land. We simply send them a letter with an offer to buy their land. That is why we study these areas, so we'll know what offer prices we want to offer to these people. And when they're ready to sell, they give us a phone call back, and you were able to hear it yourself. All right. So I don't know. Maybe I'll whip up a post and keep everybody posted of what happens with that land. The land is worth, the one piece that she wants to sell is worth anywhere on the low end 15,000 all the way up to, I think, on the high end 23,000. Guess how much I offered? Somebody dropping them. How much you think I offered for the land? The one piece is worth 15,000 on the low end, and it goes up to 23,000. What do you think I offered for that property? Drop it in the comments. I want to see if y'all been paying attention to anything that we've been saying. How do I make money on this? Somebody said $5,000. That's a good price. Some pass. She greedy. She want to make big profits. Somebody said $4,000. I like her too. $4,000. Y'all got what it take. You have what it take, because you hit it on the head. We offered $4,000 for that property, and that's how we make the money. He said 3,500. All right. I mean, look, we never know what they're gonna accept. She said 7,500. We offered her $8,000 for two properties, right? If I would have known is only one property I'll be able to get, I maybe would have offered her 3,500. But I'm not upset at the $4,000. We offered the $4,000. She's accepting the $4,000, and I even may go back and say, hey, I have to offer less. Just depends. I don't remember what the property looks like, because we look at a lot, but I'll look at it, and I'm not mad at buy for 4,000, and I said it's between 15 and 23, so put it at 18. Buy for 4, sell for 18. Not mad. I'm not mad at it at all. It's not a home run of a deal. It's really a regular basic deal. But the thing is for us is not to be greedy on deals. And the thing is for us is how many of these deals that we can do in the calendar month. So if you've done 2 or 3 of these in a calendar month and you made 6,000, 7,000 off of each deal, that's 20 plus thousand for the month. And usually they range from numbers like that to bigger numbers. We never know what's going to come in. All right. So Black Friday special. You were able to hear some of the things. It doesn't get any better than that. That is not a planned phone call. Black Friday special. Comment the word or DM the word Black Friday. Get yourself on the waiting list, and we'll put you in the same position to do some of those things that we spoke about. Whether that's to buy and sell your land like we do, or buy and do any of these things that we discussed on this call, because there's always something that we can do with the land. Y'all know land, how lucrative it is. This is only land, the only, it's the first and only real estate transaction in the history of real estate was a piece of land, people. So let's get involved. Let's be great. Let's not be deterred. Let's not fall off for the end of the year because things are slowing down and Christmas is coming up and it's November and Thanksgiving. No, now is the time to start to plan and strategize for the next year if you currently don't have anything going on. We don't take months off. We don't take weeks off. Occasionally, you may take a vacation and take a day or two off, but we don't take months off and we don't take weeks off. Let's stay ahead of everything, right? If you're not hitting your goals, why aren't you hitting your goals, right? Why aren't you hitting your goals? Let's be active. Get involved. DM Black Friday to put yourself on the waiting list. Y'all been great. We'll come on all week. We'll be doing live. So we'll check y'all out tomorrow. Peace.